Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. It's Rachel here at Walk the Talk Life, and welcome to this bonus episode of the Ditch the Diet podcast. So I have recorded a really quick interview with one of my Transform 21 members for you today, Sharon Drew. So Sharon joined Transform 21 in May of this year, and she joins me this morning to tell you a little bit about what she has learned since joining and encourages you guys to get involved as well. So this episode is super short, 10 minutes of your time. Enjoy the interview, and I'll be back at the end to let you know how you can start your journey with Walk the Talk Life. So hi Sharon, thank you very much for agreeing to come onto the podcast. I really appreciate your time, especially this early on a Friday morning.
That's fine. My pleasure. And you taught me it's good to be an early bird, so here I am, up and at 'em.
It is, I'm telling you, it is. So we're here today to talk about Transform 21 and your experience with the course, so that other people who are maybe considering joining the programme this month can get a bit of insight as to what it's like and how it makes you feel. So before we get into that, let's have a chat about where you were before you joined and sort of what your life was like and where you were at that point. So before you joined, what had you tried before? How were you feeling? And yeah, let's start with that.
Okay. I had actually been a naturally skinny child, and it wasn't until I hit my 30s that I suddenly started putting on weight. And so basically, I've never done the Weight Watchers or the Slimming World thing. I did my own diet plan, which was basically starvation. That didn't work. I tried Herbalife, which I just cringe when I think back to that. I bought so many gloopy powders from them. I bought little tablets that are supposed to like grab the fat out of you. And I don't
Wouldn't that
know.
be wonderful if they worked?
Yeah, I know. It cost me a fortune. Surprisingly enough, didn't work. Then I did join like a clean eating group. That was also a Facebook group. And I did lose a lot of weight on that, but it was so restrictive. I hated every moment of it. And it just, yeah, I couldn't wait for those 21 days to be over. Couldn't wait. And then obviously when it was over, went back to normal. And so I've started to put on the pounds again, was feeling doughy, and I didn't want to get to my big stage again. So luckily I found you, and it was the declutter your diet, wasn't it? 5 days free. Like, what have I got to lose?
Yeah.
Joined Transform 21, never regretted it for a moment.
That's really good to hear. I'm glad about that. So tell me about Transform 21. What was different about that in comparison to, say, the clean eating group that you did? Because it sounds like from what you just said that it was a 21-day sort of style program as well. So what was different about it? What was different?
There was no rules. You gave us information to like make our own decisions, being in control of our own lives. And it wasn't just about the food. It was about organization, planning. So I always felt in control. You weren't telling me what to eat. And more importantly, you weren't telling me what I couldn't eat, which is what the other group were doing. And also the amazing support of all the ladies in there. I've never met such a lovely bunch of people, and I've made real friends out of that group. With the other group, I felt it was always a competition, and there was smug people in there, and you'd post pictures of your food, and they'd be on you. Yeah, like, you've got olives. You can't eat olives.
Oh,
like,
really? Oh my goodness.
Can't I eat olives? So yeah, I mean, like I say, I did lose the weight, but it was very restrictive. And since doing that, I stopped eating fruit completely. I was terrified. Can't eat fruit, contains so much sugar. I'm going to put on weight. And carbs were the absolute enemy.
Oh, God.
So you have just given me an education, and now obviously my portion control was way off the scale when I actually measured out to what you say is, the correct portion. I was like, oh my word, no wonder I put on so much weight. And so the first 3 days I did think, oh, I'm so hungry. But I think I actually was hungry. I think it's all in my head. And now I find that I can't eat as much anyway. And yeah, I just feel in control.
Yeah.
And it spilled over into all other aspects of my life. I'm more organized. Now I have my goal setting, and they're not even about weight loss anymore. It's about getting my home under control, decluttering the whole place. It's great. I just feel amazing. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. So when you started T21, that was quite a while ago now, wasn't it? Maybe 2 months ago? Maybe a bit longer than that?
Yeah, I can't even remember, to be honest. It just feels like
possibly.
Yeah, May, I think it was.
Yeah. So tell me what's changed since then. What are the biggest sort of, if you could pick sort of maybe 2 or 3 of the most profound changes that you think have happened to either your body or your life or both since you joined, what would you say they are?
Well, the being more organised. That's still a work in progress, but I have my little weekly planners. I plan meals, which means I go and shop, and I shop for what I need. I spend less money. I have less waste. We always eat lovely meals, a lot of them from your cookbooks. Yeah. I don't skimp on anything, but the best thing I think is just not to feel guilty if I do have a piece of cake or a piece of chocolate. The guilt has gone. You've taught me that, food is not the enemy. There's not good foods. There's not bad foods. There's just being mindful of, if you eat that cake, you might not get to where you want to be as quickly as if you chose something else.
No, that's brilliant. And in your body, do you feel like you have lost weight or changed the way that your clothes feel,
yes,
or things like that as well? Because the reason I ask that is because you know what it's like when you join something, that is your main concern. That's what you
right.
want to know.
Yeah,
that's
sorry.
what people want to know. No, not at all.
Yeah, going off at a tangent. Yes, when I first started, we had a little goal, didn't we? And I said that mine was to look good for my daughter's graduation and to buy a nice new dress in, the correct size.
Yeah.
And today is graduation day, and I've got a lovely new dress sitting downstairs ready to put on, and I feel great in it. And several people have commented just recently about, oh, you've lost weight and you look slim, and it's just such a boost.
I think that's absolutely amazing that we're actually talking on the morning of the graduation of the goal that you set yourself all those weeks ago. So that's pretty cool.
It's brilliant. I am so happy.
Yeah, and you'll need to send us photos of that dress.
I certainly will.
So obviously this is going to be the last Transform 21 group for quite some time. In fact, it's the last one that I'm going to be coaching myself. So what advice would you give to someone that's maybe been and sat on the fence for months? Because I know a lot of people that join actually email me and say, I've been thinking about joining for the past 9 months and I've just not done it because I've been too scared. So, and it's always good to hear from someone who maybe felt like that before they joined as well. Like yourself, you've done a few different things in the past. Yeah. So it must have been a bit of a sort of a scary thought of, oh God, here we go again. Like, should I not? Like,
I'm going to have 21 days of hell.
Yeah,
but it might be worth it, might lose some weight. Yeah, I'd say just do it. Don't even hesitate. It's so great to feel in control of your whole life again. Yeah, I can't recommend it highly enough. Nothing to be scared of. In fact, I was so sad when my 21 days were up. I wasn't even counting the days. So when you said, we're at day 20, I was like, oh no. So that's why I've joined Ditch the Diet Academy. I never want it to end. It's just nice to have you there for a bit of hand holding, and like I say, the other women in the group, so supportive. It's lovely. Just a great place to be.
Good. I'm so glad. Thank you so much for your time this morning. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure it has helped other people to hear from someone like yourself who has gone through the programme and is now in the academy, which hasn't had its official launch. So if you're listening and you're wondering, oh, what's the Ditch the Diet Academy? Well, it actually hasn't launched yet. It launches at the end of August. So Sharon is in the first ever group, and we're just going through it at the moment. So if you're interested in that, you can sort of keep an eye on everything towards the end of August, beginning of September. But thank you again, Sharon, for your time this morning. I hope you have a great day at the graduation. I'm sure it'll be amazing.
It will, and thank you for everything you've taught me and supported me and everything. Thank you.
So there we have it. Thank you very much, Sharon, for joining me. I hope that has given you a bit of insight into Transform 21 and what it's actually like to change your life forever without ever going on a diet ever again. So I've got some good news and some bad news for you. What would you like first? I'll give you the bad news first. The bad news is that the Transform 21 group that is about to begin next Thursday, the 26th of July 2018, is the final live coach group that I'm going to be running. The reason for that is that I start university full-time in September, so I won't have the time to commit to coach live groups anymore. But the good news is that there is still plenty of time to join, so if you've been thinking about joining for a while and you've been putting it off, then you still have a few days to join. And the even better news is that because this is the final group, I am going to be giving you £30 off joining. And you can do that right now by going to the website. It's www.walkthetalklife.com/transform21. That's www.walkthetalklife.com/transform21. You can sign up there with £30 off now. There are only a few spaces left now, and that discount ends on Sunday this week at 9:30 p.m. You'll find the link in the show notes, so if you're on iTunes right now, you can scroll down and click on the link. It'll take you directly there and you can sign up right now. If you're on the website, same thing applies. If you haven't subscribed to the podcast yet, it would be absolutely awesome if you could just hit the subscribe button and then you won't miss another episode. Thank you so much for listening. I will be back very soon with another episode of the Ditch the Diet podcast.